Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ini projek satu Apple Conveyor. Jadi kita dah runkan sistem. So pada bahagian designer kita startkan sistem dan lampu sistem akan menyala dan box conveyor akan berjalan untuk detect kotak yang pertama. Jadi bila kita detect kita menggunakan switch box sensor. Bila kita detect satu, box conveyor akan berhenti dan Apple Conveyor akan bergerak dan kita akan kira sehingga 10 biji dengan menggunakan Apple sensor. Satu, jadi kita tekan Apple sensor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Dan yang ke-10 Apple Conveyor akan berhenti dan box conveyor akan bergerak untuk meneruskan sistemnya untuk detect box kotak yang kedua. Jadi bila berjalan dia akan meneruskan sistem ni seperti biasa. Dan bila kita tutup box sensor, dia akan reset semula Apple sensor kepada 10. Kemudian itu sahaja, kita akan stop. Dia stop, lampu akan berhenti menyala. Itu saja. Terima kasih. Assalamualaikum.
To start the system, firstly, we push the start button. Then, to fill the mixing tank with the liquid, open valve MV1. Then the mixer will open. Then once the mixing time is up, the outlet valve MV2 will close, will release. When the liquid level goes below the low level sensor TLB2, the outlet valve MV2 automatically close. Now, the pilot lamp PL will flash signal that the mixing cycle is complete. Then the buzzer will sound, will activate. Press the reset button to turn off the pilot light, and the buzzer will reset the system for the next operation. Now press stop PB2 push button to off all the system and switch off all the component.
Assalamualaikum and hello. So I'm going to explain about what I do, which is project 4. So project 4 is about, the title is automatic control of warehouse door. So what it does is the input ultrasonic switch is employed to detect the presence of an approaching vehicle. A separate photosensor detects the passing of a vehicle via the interruption of the light beam. In response to the signals, the control circuit controls the outputs that drive the motor of the door for opening and closing. So let's start so before I start, I'm going to explain that I use these push buttons, push button 1 which is for start and push button 2 which is for stop, and I use these push buttons to start the system and close the system and turn off the system. So let's start the test. Okay, so this is the light for ultra switch, the light for race door, and the light for the door. I use this to indicate that the race, for example, the race door is working and the door is working, and also the ultra switch. And for these buttons, I use these buttons for the sensors to indicate that the sensor is detecting or not. So let's start the system. So right now, a vehicle is approaching, and the ultra switch detects the approaching vehicle, and then with that when the ultra switch is turning on, so does the race door, because they are in a holding circuit. So the race door will go up. For example, here we can see that the race door is turning on and also the ultra switch. So the race door will go up, and the upper limit switch will detect whether the race door has reached its limit of going upwards. And then during the vehicle moving forward or reversing, it will interrupt the light beam for the photosensor. And during the moving forward or reversing, if the race door has reached its limit, the upper limit switch will be turned off and the race door will stop moving upward. And so when the vehicle has passed through the light beam and the photosensor detects no more vehicle, so it stopped working, and then the lower door starts going downwards. And when the lower door going downwards, the lower limit switch will detect whether the mechanism for the lower door has reached its limit or not. So let's say that the lower limit switch has reached its limit, so the lower limit switch will be turned off, and so there's no more vehicle approaching, and so the ultra switch will stop working, and so does the system. So that's it for my demonstration, and thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum, selamat pagi. Jadi untuk ini adalah projek 9 untuk essential sequence control concept. Jadi yang pertama kita run program ini dan kita start button dan lampu sistem out akan mula dan motor akan berada di belah kiri. Dan bila motor berada di belah kiri, LS1 akan trigger dan dia akan sensor untuk menggerakkan motor ke kanan. Dan bila motor gerak ke kanan, LS2 akan detect dan dia akan menggerakkan motor ke kiri selama 10 saat. Apabila habis 10 saat, dia akan sampai ke motor yang ke kiri dan lampu motor kiri akan nyala dan dia LS1 akan detect semula dan sequence ni akan berulang. Jadi itu sahaja. Terima kasih.